Hello folks, welcome to the Lease Deals of the Month for November 2023. Every month at the moment it seems like the deals are getting better and the variety of deals is getting better, and this month is no exception. Some amazing deals in this one around about the 300 quid mark and a couple of really good ones under that, right through to, some great cars at the upper end of the market. So a bit of something for everyone, I hope. As usual, 3 months up front, 3-year deals on 10,000 miles a year in this one. And as usual, I'm going to beg you to click the link to Lease Loco that's in the video description and pinned as the top comment, because it helps support the channel and I can't do it if you don't do it. So please click through that link if you're interested in any of these deals or indeed looking through the site at any deals for yourselves. Now in the first part of this video I'm going to do all the petrol, diesel and hybrid cars, and towards the end of the video I'm going to do the electric cars. We're going to go up in price order. Let's start with the first one. That seems like a good place to start. It's the Kia Ceed Sport Wagon 1.5T GDI ISG2, 717 quid up front and 239 quid a month. This has been one of the deals of the year, really. I mean, this car offers exceptional value for money. Very good car, massively practical. I mean, that's Fiat 500 money these days, folks. It's incredible. 625 litres of boot space, insurance group 14, 158 horsepower, 8.6 seconds to 62, 50.4 mpg. Average on it's been £270 a month. At its peak, about £295 a month. Currently, 717 up front and 239 a month. Show me more car for less money and I'll call you a liar. Next, we've got one of the most popular cars in the UK, the Ford Puma 1 litre EcoBoost Hybrid ST line. 871 up front, 290 quid a month, 9.8 seconds to 62, 125 horsepower, 456 litres of boot space and 52.3 mpg, and this is in stock. Remember that the stock deals go very quickly, so if it's gone when you come to search for this, don't bother sending me a message saying I can't find your deal, it's already gone. But you do need to act very quickly on stock deals when they are around. 322 has been the average price on this over the last year. At its peak, £366.50 in January. And then for quite a long period, it's been around about this £300 mark. Currently 290 with 871 up front, and it's in stock. Sticking with Ford, we've got the Focus Estate. Now, also the Focus hatchback is available for similar money to this, but for me, the Estate just offers a bit more bang for your buck, really. 10.4 seconds to 62, 125 horsepower, insurance group 16, 51.4 mpg, 888 up front and 296 a month. This one's a factory order, so perhaps not quite so much urgency on this one. 431 it was in September. Average price on it's been 363, although the numbers only go back to start of September. Currently 296. Looks like a decent car for that kind of money, to be fair. 888 up front, 296 a month. Next, we've got the VW Golfs, the 1.5e TSI 150 style DSG automatic. This one, 917 up front and 305 a month. This one is a factory order. Average price on it's been 367. At its peak, 392. Currently 305 with 917 up front. Next, we've got the Toyota CHR, and this one's so new, there are hardly any stats available for it on the Lease Loco system here. It's the 1.8 hybrid Icon CVT. Obviously, this car's had a complete and utter update from the outgoing model. If you haven't seen the new one yet, this is what it looks like. Still an interesting looking thing, but perhaps not so challenging, shall we say, as the outgoing model. You've got the new Toyota infotainment system, which is now very, very good compared to their old system, which was very, very bad. By all accounts, a very nice thing. I should have one probably early next year now in for review. 936 up front and 312 a month. Although we don't have the stats for it available here, we know it's going to be incredibly impressive MPG. We know the performance stats are going to be okay. It's Toyota. They don't tend to do surprises, do they? 432 has been the average, although prices only go back about 2 weeks. It was 552 when it first came onto the market 2 weeks ago. Currently, 936 up front, 312 a month. That will go up, I'm pretty sure. So I would say if you're interested in one of those, it might be a great time to order one. Next, we've got the Peugeot 408. It's the 1.2 PureTech Allure E88 automatic. Insurance group 19, 10.4 seconds to 62, 131 horsepower, 536 litres of boot space, 41 mpg, 973 up front and 324 a month. Let's have a look at this 408, because it's a very good looking car. Again, they are producing some good looking cars at the moment. Look at that sat nav. That's almost Audi-like. All right, interesting thing. And just look at the price on this. Average price on it's been 469 quid. In December, it was 614. In October, it was 598. That's a month ago. This was 598 quid a month. It's currently £324 a month with under £1,000 up front. That's an exceptionally high drop there. Even if we go back to the September number, it's £550 a month. It's just dropped by over £200 a month. If that's not a sign you're getting a bit of a deal at the moment, I don't know what is. And look at this. Although this one's a factory order, you can get an in-stock one as well for exactly the same price. So maybe do that. Next, we've got the Skoda KOC 1.5 TSI Sportline DSG. So this is a petrol, 9 seconds to 62, 148 brake horsepower, insurance group 19, 521 litres of boot space, 44 mpg, 1100 up front and 365 a month. This one is a factory order with an estimated delivery date of January. So that's not too bad, is it? 416's been the average price on it. Back in January, 470 quid a month, 420 in May, currently 365 with 1100 up front. Next, we've got the Ford Cougar 1.5 EcoBoost 150 ST Line Edition, 1134 up front and 378 a month, 612 litres of boot space, insurance group 16, 150 horsepower, 9.7 seconds to 62 and 42.8 mpg. Average price on it's been 411 quid, 494 back in June. 503 in January, currently 378 with 1100 up front. Not a bad price. Next, we've got a car with tons of value for money. It's the Suzuki A-Cross, also known as the Toyota RAV4 with a different badge on it. 2.5 plug-in hybrid E4 CVT, 6 seconds to 62, 302 brake horsepower, 39 is the insurance group, 490 litres of boot space, and ridiculous fuel consumption that you'll never get in the real world. Real world's going to be about 45, I would suggest. 1,369 up front and 456 a month, or you can get an in-stock one for 36 pence a month more. So maybe do that. Let's have a look at the numbers on this. Very impressive stuff here. Average price 593 on this. We only have to go back to July to see it at £734 a month. Currently 557. That's not far off. 300 quid a month less than it was back in July. That is a fantastic deal. It's a very nice car with plenty of performance, nice and practical, and it will serve you and your family well. 1,371 up front and 457 a month. Next, we've got the Alfa Romeo Toenail, or is it Tonale? 1.5 mild hybrid Veloce, 8.8 seconds to 62, 160 horsepower, insurance group 29, 500 litres of boot space and 50 mpg is claimed, 1,412 up front and 470 a month. Here it is. It's a fine looking vehicle, as are many of the vehicles produced by Alfa. Lovely looking thing. This one's a factory order, but you can save yourself £2 a month by going for an in-stock one. Obviously, with a factory order, you can choose options and things. You might be able to choose different paint colours and things. With the stock cars, quite often you just get what's available. So you might not have a choice of colours, you might not have a choice of options, etc. So bear that in mind. 583 has been the average price on it. If we go back this time last year, it was 699 a month, so basically 700 quid a month. In December, it was 655 a month. And even going back to June, it was still 581 a month. It's currently 468 a month, which is the cheapest we've ever seen it, with £1,400 up front. Now, what about this bad boy, ladies and gents? The Audi A7 45 TFSI Quattro Black Edition S-Tronic Tech Pro. This is a brilliant car. I love these things. I think they're gorgeous to look at. They cruise, they handle, they're just great. 1963 up front and 654 a month. Let's have a look at it, because what a glorious bit of design the A7 is. Basically a coupe version of the A6, if you like. But what a lovely looking car. What a great piece of design. If there's an interior shot here, we'll have a look at that. But oh yeah, I've gone past it, because what an interior that is as well. Very well screwed together, very nice, very comfortable. I like it. 6.2 seconds to 62, 265 horsepower, insurance group 46, 34.9 mpg and 533 litres of boot space. This is about as loaded a car as they get. 882 has been the average price. 1100 quid in July. In fact, 1100 quid for most of the year, until basically the end of September, when it started to come down, and it's currently the cheapest price it's ever been. Just a week ago, it would have cost you £711 a month. Currently 654 with 1963 up front. That is a fantastic price. If you're into the big exec Grand Tourer, you can't go far wrong with an A7. It's a beautiful bit of machinery. 654 quid a month, just under £2,000 up front. Now, if you were looking for gap insurance on that A7, you might be expecting to pay quite a lot, maybe over £1,000 with your local car dealership, maybe even with the finance provider. Sponsors of today's video are Car2 Cover, and I've just run through a 3-year quote on Car2 Cover for gap insurance on that vehicle. For 3 years cover, 209 quid. And that will pay you up to 50 grand. So what does this do for you? Well, let's read it straight from the page. If you suffer a write-off due to an accident, accidental damage, fire or theft, this insurance will pay the amount by which the leasing company settlement figure exceeds the amount your insurer agrees to pay for the write-off. So if the finance company is asking you for 55 grand, for example, to settle the finance on the car, and your insurer is only paying you 48 grand, this would fill that £7,000 gap. It also gives you up to 3 months advance rentals on a replacement car for the one that you've lost. It includes factory fitted options. They'll even pay you 250 quid towards your car insurance excess. So £209 for 3 years cover. I like Car2 Cover so much, I actually bought gap insurance for my own car from Car2 Cover. I paid them with my own readies. I put my money where my mouth is. That's how much I believe in these guys. If you'd like a discount, give them a call on 01438 870 615 and quote Jim10. It'll knock £10 off any price you get across the site. Onto the EVs, I'm just going to whiz through this one because we've seen it so many times before, but it's the Peugeot E208, 900 up front and 300 a month. That is about the cheapest we've seen one, I believe. Average price on it's been 394, and I think that's just about as cheap as we've seen one. Still great deals available on the Citron EC4, 100 kilowatt C-Series edition, 50 kilowatt hour automatic, 219 miles of range, 136 horsepower, insurance group 23, 380 litres of boot space, 904 up front and 301 a month in stock. And we have seen periods in the past where there's been a little bit of stock for these available and around about this kind of price, and then it's quickly vanished. So I would say if you're into one of those, probably get on it fairly quickly. I know several people that watch the channel did actually get one of those last year or earlier this year, whenever it was they were around previously. 439's been the average price. If you go back to end of September, it's 572 quid a month. It's nearly double the price of it today, which is astounding really. And then they just discounted the heck out of it. This is the cheapest we've seen it this year, 904 up front and £301.50 a month. That is a great bit of value for money there, folks. Next, we've got the Cpra Born, the, I don't know, brother, sister to the VW ID3, 150 kilowatt V1, 58 kilowatt hour, 5-door auto, 264 miles of range, 204 horsepower, insurance group 25, 385 litres of boot space, 1144 up front and 381 a month. 0 to 60 in 7.3 on this one, by the way. Average price 433 quid. This time last year, 537. In July, it was 478. Even 5-6 weeks ago, it was 409. Currently, 381 with 1144 up front. If you haven't seen the Born, you don't see too many of them around on the road, in fairness. But it's a good looking car. It looks a lot better, I think, than the ID3. Looks a bit more aggressive, a bit more butch, and a little bit more of an interesting interior. Again, it's in stock, and again, I guess you're going to have to move fairly quickly to get one for that kind of price. 1144 up front and 381 a month. I'm just going to gloss over this one because we've seen it a lot recently, but it's the BYD Atto 3. I think it's great value for money. 1169 up front, 389 a month, and that compares to 760 a month as it was in May. So yeah, great price. A little bit of stock floating around at the moment. It won't last forever. Next, we've got the MG4, but this is the X-Power version. So this is the crazy quick one. 0 to 62 in 3.8, I believe. 3.8 it is. It is a factory order. 239 miles of range, 435 horsepower, insurance group 40, 289 litres of boot space. As I said, 0 to 62 in 3.8, which will knock your teeth out, won't it? 1,233 up front and 411 a month. These have only been out for a couple of months. Back in July, when the pricing first came out, it was 529 a month, then 487 a month after that. Average has been 467. This is about the cheapest we've seen it so far. 411 with 1,233 up front. If you look at performance versus pound, nothing beats it. Next, we've got the Nissan ARA, 160 kilowatt engage, 251 miles of range, 217 horsepower, insurance group 31, 466 litres of boot space. 0 to 62 time on this is 7.5 seconds. I had one of these in for review recently, and suggest you go and watch that video, actually. It's a very surprising car. Really a nice thing that I liked a lot more than I expected to. Only thing that was a bit of a challenge was the purchase price. But this lease price, I think I could live with. Average price on it's been 550 quid. Back in June, it was 656, then 530 in August, and then a couple of weeks ago in October, it was 532. Currently 1360 up front and 453 a month. That seems like a decent price for a car that's in excess of 40 grand to buy. Now, one of the EV deals of the moment is the Subaru Saltera. This one's in stock, 1,582 up front and 527 a month, 441 litres of boot space, insurance group 47, 218 brake horsepower, 0 to 62 in 6.9, and look at this. In November, 825 a month. In July, 898 a month, 900 quid a month. Currently 527 a month. With 1,582 up front. If you don't know, the Subaru Saltera is very closely related to the Toyota BZ4X. That's available at the moment for 1,400 up front and 468 a month. This was considerably more literally 2 weeks ago. This is the pure 71.4 kilowatt hour automatic, and look at the pricing on this. It's been all over the place. 800 quid in November, 877 in January, 821 in April, currently 1,400 up front and 468 a month. Now folks, at the moment there's a very limited number of Genesis GV70s available on lease deals. Last week actually there were some really impressive prices, and they lasted all of about 2 minutes because there were literally a couple of cars available, but there are now a few more available. 1,800 quid up front and about 600 quid a month gets you a Genesis GV70 electric. It's about a £65,000 car, 283 miles of range, 490 horsepower, insurance group 50, 503 litres boot space. 0 to 62 on this, 4.2 seconds. Yeah, it's that quick. Look at this. This is incredible. In November, £1,100 a month. In April, £1,100 a month. In July, £1,100 a month. In October, £930 a month. That's a hell of a saving, folks, and over £500 less than when it was at its peak. Now, I know stocks of these are very, very limited, and possibly even by the time you watch the video, they've all gone. If you do want one, you really need to move quickly. Now, folks, something that you could do for me, which is absolutely free, is give the video a thumbs up. You could also click that subscribe button. My subscription levels have really sort of gone a bit meh of late, so it would really help if you do regularly watch the videos, or if you're a new viewer and you like this kind of content, please subscribe, because I put out lots of content every month. Some consumer stuff, some car news stuff, some car reviews. In a couple of weeks I'll be heading over to LA and doing a bit of a road trip there. I'm doing the LA Auto Show for the Men and Motors channel, but there'll be sort of a travel vlog kind of thing on my channel and a few bits around that. So lots of interesting stuff coming. Please subscribe. Please use that link to Lease Loco if you're interested in any of these deals whatsoever, and please go and speak to the guys at Car2Cover if you're interested in gap insurance, scratch and dent insurance, alloy wheel and tyre insurance, anything like that. They're lovely folks. They'll help you out and quote Jim10 and they'll give you a tenner off. And really sorry, folks, if I've been a bit subpar on this. I haven't been well the last week and still don't feel great, but had to get a video out. So there we go. I've done my best for you. Thanks ever so much for watching. Thanks for putting up with me. See you on the next one.